The rain is still coming down, but it won't be long until we see snow. We'll show you how road crews are preparing.
We'll give you a look at how state road crews are preparing for this threat of winter weather.
We have a lot of rain out there right now. Now, as we get into the rest of the afternoon and off into the nighttime hours, that's when that snow really picks on up with this winter storm warning. I'll show you the latest forecast and all the updated data coming up in just a few minutes.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at Noon.
Good afternoon to you from WKYT News on this late winter day. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Barbara Bailey. All this heavy rain we've been seeing is finally washing away the piles of snow left over from that brutal winter storm 2 weeks ago.
But the trouble is, the bad news, it's causing high water and flooding issues in some parts of the bluegrass here at midday. These pictures are from Estill County. Part of Broadway is flooded near the Irvin-Ravenna line, and cars are stranded in high water. And as we work throughout the afternoon, that rain will be switching over to sleet and then accumulating snow. Here's WKYT meteorologist Micah Harris.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen, because we're already seeing that in the extreme northern zones of Kentucky. A lot of rain, guys, and it is not moving that much. It's kind of sitting over one area and just continues to pile on with that rain in the rainfall totals. Up to the far extreme northern zones towards Cincinnati, Covington, we are hearing of a few flakes mixing in. And look, from now through 3 p.m., that's kind of the area we're going to be watching to really start up this system. And this is still a significant snowstorm. It's going to drop down plenty of sleet and plenty of snow. Everybody under a winter storm warning through tomorrow. Now, as we're looking across the way, it looks like the rest of the afternoon we'll drop our temperatures. They'll be right there in the low to mid 30s, and we'll hold on to those temperatures, continuing to drop with that sleet and that snow at the changeover. So I'll show you the latest forecast. We've actually backed off on the timing just a bit, a couple of hours, and I'll show you the updates on that coming up.
Thank you, Micah. Kentucky emergency management officials say the rain is only causing minor to moderate flooding right now, but there is still high water on some roads. But officials are keeping a close eye on Bourbon and Nelson counties, which are prone to flash flooding. WKYT's Mark Barber is live with an update on flooding concerns in Lexington and how crews are getting ready for another round of snow. He continues our top story weather team coverage at noon.
Good afternoon, Barbara and Bill. The rain has been coming down steadily for about 12 hours and will continue to rain for another 6 to 7 hours before turning into snow. Lexington police say that the slick roads are already to blame for 14 crashes, and they worry that driving conditions will only get much worse from here. Emergency management officials say the ground is saturated and creeks are full, so water isn't running off the road. There are many trouble spots around the city, but one of the worst is on UK's campus. There, we found cars wading through a flooded stretch of University Drive. Police say at the Fayette-Madison County line, the driver of this Ford Mustang slid off I-75 around 7 o'clock this morning. Emergency management officials tell us they are monitoring road conditions very closely because the snow that is coming won't be like the snow we saw 2 weeks ago. Instead, this snow will be very wet, so they say it will greatly increase the risk of flooding and will make driving much more dangerous. We spoke with a couple drivers who say they're getting out of the city before this massive winter storm rolls in.
Well, instead of doing any business here today, I come up here every week. We're going to go ahead and head back early and go ahead and try to beat the weather, or so there aren't any surprises. We're from Nashville, so we're going to go from Lexington back to Nashville a little early.
The high water on the roads, the potholes, you can't hardly see the potholes because of the rain. So it's really hard to drive on these roads.
Working 12-hour shifts in the city, they say they aren't able to pre-treat the roads because of the rain, but they say their equipment is ready to go and they have plenty of road salt. Road crews I spoke with say they are confident they will be able to handle whatever comes our way. Live in Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Mark, thank you. Police tell us so far only one person has been hurt in a weather-related crash. Fayette County school officials say they're closely watching the weather, trying to decide if they'll dismiss schools early.
State road crews say they will also be ready when the rain turns to sleet and snow later this afternoon and into the evening. They are now on standby and will roll out as needed. WKYT's Rebecca Smith continues our top story team coverage from Frankfort. Rebecca?
We are at the state's salt barn right outside of Frankfort, and right now they're on standby pretty much, but they are prepared for the changeover to happen. It's been raining all morning long, but they say they are ready whatever happens within the next 24 hours. Snow and ice coordinator Michael Williams says the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet has seen winter storms hit as late as April, so an early March winter weather event is exactly what they're prepared to tackle. In addition to relying on the forecast, they'll also track the ground temperature by use of a road weather information station, also known as a road gauge. This morning, Williams says the ground out in the western part of the state was low 40s.
The temperatures are still good and will be through daylight hours today, but we always are concerned with that road temperature. A lot of times when that road temperature starts to get close to the freezing mark, 32, that may be what triggers our application need.
In all, the state has 1,400 plow trucks ready to head out and cover more than 60,000 lane miles of road in Kentucky. In Frankfort, Rebecca Smith, WKYT.
Rebecca, thank you. And there are a total of 124 maintenance crews across the Commonwealth of Kentucky. The Transportation Cabinet says because of the rain, they won't be able to pre-treat the roads because it would just wash away.
Now, that threat of more snow has several school systems dismissing early today. Bourbon and Montgomery County schools are letting students out 2 hours early. WKYT's Victor Puente is in Mount Sterling now with more on why emergency officials made their decision.
Unlike a lot of other counties in the eastern part of the state, Montgomery County didn't see any major water issues from those storms 2 weeks ago. No flooding or outages. But after rain has fallen for a couple of hours this morning, that's already changed. There are parts of downtown Mount Sterling where water is beginning to pond. Right now it's drivable, but as that rain continues to fall, that may not be the case. Emergency Management Director Wesley Delp tells me that monitoring roads around the county, they have some that are always an issue. That includes some roads downtown. The state has closed Bunker Hill Road for a 2-mile stretch because of flooding. Once the rain stops, they're expecting snow, so road crews are prepared to work around the clock. Delp tells me the rain has made it impossible to pre-treat or salt because it'll just get washed away. With that snow coming, schools here are letting kids out 2 hours early.
We have children who live on roads that sometimes get a little flooded, so get them home before the water gets up and get everybody safe before the snow starts.
Delp says the storms from the last 2 weeks may have helped them some. He says that melting snow pushed a lot of debris out of their drainage, but he says it also left the ground saturated. In Montgomery County, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Harlan County schools dismissed early today due to high water issues. Now, these are some eyewitness pictures of a school bus traveling on a washed out road in the Cranks Creek area. School officials tell us no students were on the bus and the driver was heading home. Neighboring West Virginia is also dealing with flooding today. This dramatic video is from the Nybert community just across the state line from Pike County. You can see the high water washed out a bridge going across a Madison Creek near the Guyandotte River. When you're from your TV. On WKYT.com, you can take control of the interactive First Alert Defender and zoom into your neighborhood. You can also download the WKYT First Alert Defender Radar app for your iPad or smartphone.
Turning to other news here at noon now, a man who police say is behind a rash of business robberies in Lexington will answer to the charges in less than an hour. Darnell Thomas Jr. was shot during a robbery at the Tobacco Zone on North Broadway over the weekend. He was arrested last night. WKYT's Hillary Thornton has the latest on the investigation in this Crime Tracker report.
Darnell Thomas had been on the run with a gunshot since last Friday when his latest victim here at the Tobacco Zone decided to fight back. Now, after his arrest yesterday, he was taken to a local hospital for treatment of that gunshot. He is now in jail facing a slew of charges on top of what we have learned is an already lengthy criminal history. Thomas is no stranger to police, convicted of several crimes, including assault, an EPO violation, identity theft, drug possession, and now police say he is behind 14 robberies in Lexington since January, hitting places like convenience stores and restaurants. It is a spree of robberies brought to an abrupt halt when the Tobacco Zone clerk Zara Adil took control of his weapon when he laid it down at her family's business. She took the gun and then turned it on him. In the struggle that followed, she says she shot him in the shoulder and pulled off his mask. The two then struggled again before the man who police say is Thomas ran off with some cash. Now, there was another man involved in the Tobacco Zone robbery, and police say there was also a second man in the other robberies Thomas is connected to. However, they say it is too soon at this point in the investigation to say if it is the same man or not. Now, I just spoke with the business owners inside here at the Tobacco Zone, and they say they are obviously relieved and happy that Thomas is now behind bars, not just for this latest crime here, but for all of the others he is charged with. Thomas is scheduled to be arraigned in Fayette County District Court at 1 o'clock this afternoon for all 14 robberies. In Lexington, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
Hillary, thank you very much. Now, Thomas did not want to talk with WKYT News from jail about these recent charges. Well, tickets are on sale for the Breeders' Cup World Championships at Keeneland this fall.
This is 3 months earlier than normal sales in order to meet the strong demand. Single-day ticket prices range from $35 up to $375 on Friday, October 30th, and $50 to $475 on Saturday, the 31st. This will be the first time that the World Championships will be held at Keeneland. We'll be talking with the president of the Breeders' Cup in our 12:30 news about why this is such a big deal for Keeneland and what fans can expect.